Alright guys, well I'm back today with an overview of a very high value semi-auto shotgun, the Gforce Arms Gf4. And before we get too far into it, I want to give a huge shout out to Gforce Arms for sending this out for test and evaluation. On top of that, these guys also sent out one of the new Blade 9mm, and that thing is killing it at a great price. Definitely check out that review if you missed it. I also want to give a huge shout out to Target Sports USA for always supporting the channel, as well as their Ammo Plus membership service. Definitely check these guys out. Big supporters of the channel, and couldn't do what I do without Target Sports USA. But enough talk, and let's dig right into the full overview, the positives and negatives, and the range report of this particular setup, starting with the overall kind of size and comparison of this between other semi-auto shotguns. Now, what you're looking at is a 5+1 shotgun. Now, this is great, but there's definitely potential for more capacity in something like this. Now, because though that this is an imported shotgun and not made here in the US, you are dealing with tube limitations and restrictions, but it should be compatible with all of the Benelli M4 extensions. Just something to consider. Another thing I want to mention is this comes with a really nice set of ghost ring sights right from the factory, and I love the sights and I love how they work on this setup. The other thing I want to mention that this comes with the factory that a lot of the other Turkish imports do not come with is this tube clamp with pick rail extensions on either side, which is a valuable add-on when you consider the price of this shotgun. And honestly, the street price is well below $3 bills, so really working out when it comes to affordability. This, having the pick rail on either side is nice because you can attach your lights, lasers, and whatever you feel like on there and run it incredibly simple without adding an extra component. It also has the sling swivel loop on the bottom of it that you can attach a sling, which is a nice touch, and the forend is pretty decent. It's not going to be the nicest feeling forend you've ever felt. It's more of a plasticky style feel, but it does the job, and it's got nice texturing, so if your hands get wet or slippery or dirty, you can still get a good hold on it, and it does the job just fine, especially for the price point. Moving along to the receiver itself, you are getting a very similar receiver to all of the other Turkish imports. A decent extended charging handle for the bolt itself. The bolt release is definitely going to be small. A little bit harder to get to than some other bolt releases on something like the 1301 Tactical, but the 1301 Tactical is $1,400. This is like a tenth of the price. I'm exaggerating. It's a lot cheaper, but this is the same style that you're going to find on the Benelli M4. So the same critique I would have for this is the same critique I would have for the actual Benelli M4. So not that big of a knock. It is just what it is. The magazine loading gate stays out of the way of your thumb, does a pretty good job. Could the gate have a little bit more taper to it? Yeah, it could, but it's fine. It's okay. It does the job. Again, very similar to a lot of the other Turkish imports. The pick rail at the top is nice. It's actually true to the receiver. Bolts in rock solid. Really nice to have. And a lot of guys were asking about different shotgun optics. This Zolci Oak is killing it. More information in the description below and on different videos. But a lot of guys were asking. This one's been holding up great. So kudos to Zolci. The iron sight works out really well. You can adjust it, sight everything in, and you're good to go. The trigger guard is polymer. The safety, cross trigger safety works out really well. No issues there. Definitely large enough for gloved fingers. And then the stock itself is very nice for what it is. You have a rubberized grip, which is pretty slick. A very nice kind of curve in the back to absorb some of that shock into your hands. Sling swivel on the back, and then a rubberized butt pad. So overall, a decent stock. And when you're talking about one of these Turkish imports, everything on this is pretty darn good. About the only complaint I had with the entire setup, the trigger breaks a little late for me, in my opinion. It breaks like right at the wall, right when it hits the back. So I felt a little bit better triggers on some of the other Turkish imports, but this is about on par with everything else coming in. It could just be the one I got. I did notice it, but not much, not a big deal. Just something to consider when you're picking these up. Again, you are not getting a Benelli M4, but you're also not paying $2,000. You have to keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to reliability and shootability down at the range, this ran great, 100% functional, birdshot, no issues whatsoever, right out of the box, no break-in period. And there are so many Turkish shotguns out there that come in and won't run birdshot, and that's very frustrating. I think every shotgun should run birdshot out of the box, and this one does. It's killing it. So reliability, you're not going to have any issues. No feed issues, no function issues. I ran high brass, low brass, slugs, buckshot. It just chugged along just fine, and it worked. It just worked well, and that's very refreshing, especially when you consider the price of something like this. I like it. I think you will too. This is not the end-all be-all for semi-auto shotguns, but it is a darn good, I'm talking darn good shotgun for the money, and everything works. For me, it is so nice to pick something, grab it out of the box, load it up with whatever junk ammo you have, and have fun down at the range, or put more powerful buckshot and slugs and know it's going to work every time you pull the trigger. And I love the fact that it comes with the pick rail from the factory and decent furniture, as well as this little addition of the tube clamp up at the front. Hope you guys liked the video. Let me know your thoughts on Gforce Arms shotguns. I know there's a lot of them out there. I know you guys have gotten your hands on some. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks to Gforce Arms for sending it out. Again, thanks to Target Sports USA for always supporting the channel. Have a good one.